If you're in ad tech, this is probably a familiar scene. Your company collaborates with a ton of people. There are a ton of ad hoc tasks, and you rely on your partners to provide the best in class insights to your customers, all under tight timelines. On top of managing all of this, there are a lot of friction points that can arise, especially around data collaboration. Hello, my name is Amelia, and I'm a solution architect here at Databricks. If you clicked into this video, chances are you personally experienced this. The intersection between data collaboration and sadness, I mean. So you may have been asked to send or receive flat files with traditional methods such as SFTP or cloud storage. There may have been duplicative reprocessing, such as when a data provider restates a portion of the data and the recipient also needs to re-ingest and reprocess the exact same thing. There could be inflexible and bespoke file naming conventions, meaning there may be some very specific rules for every partner required so that their bespoke systems know how to process new files or send data. And finally, there could be opaque data retention policies. So when data providers and recipients are kind of unclear about what each other's cost-saving retention policies that their companies have or how it's enforced, it can end up feeling like files are being deleted or removed without warning. And sure, you can accommodate this. It's not that it hasn't been done before. As a matter of fact, you might have already built a bespoke system or an analyst team may have painstakingly compiled all the rules for the different parties in a document. And you know what? It works. But, can it be better? After all, you don't want your data engineering team to be focused on, the mundane every day, but rather you want them to be focused on solving your toughest problems. You probably want to reduce the time to turn on new pipelines and limit the time something is an edge case. You want it to be easier probably to reach more folks in a more controlled way. And overall, you probably want to minimize a copy of data to lower the total cost of ownership. You probably want to make cross-cloud collaboration turnkey or have more fine-grained access when provisioning. As a matter of fact, I'm sure you're on this journey already, and that's probably why you're here. And there are definitely options in this space that are trying to address these issues. So I'm going to show you what better looks like on Databricks. Here, we want to provide a more efficient way of collaborating with existing partners and an easier way to get from 0 to 60 with a network of new partners and customers who are on Databricks or not. So today, I'm going to go through a quick demo of what it looks like to set up a data share and a clean room when you have a more nuanced use case. I'm also going to introduce this term called Lakehouse Federation, which is a mechanism within Databricks that simplifies data collaboration with data sets outside of Databricks. So let's hop to it. So here we are in the Databricks platform, and I've hopped onto this catalog section. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to try to make a data share. I've selected this synthetic crosswalk that I've gone ahead and created. And so we're going to pretend that we are Megacore, and we've commissioned someone to create a crosswalk for us for an identity bridge between Megacore and partner one. In this table, we have 4 columns, and the data looks kind of like this. So for each individual identifier that Megacore has, we have a synthetic identifier for their partners so they can communicate with each other using this data set. All right, so let's jump in. To start sharing, all you need to do is click on the 3 dots here and then click on this button. You can choose to add something to an existing share or create a new share. So today we're going to create a new share. We're going to call this the crosswalk and segments shared to partner one. And we're also going to pretend that partner one has given us their sharing identifier ahead of time. And so we're just going to paste that in. Oops. All right. And voila, we have a share. So now we're going to go over to the partner one side. We can see here that partner one is using an Azure instance of Databricks. So we're going to go over to their catalog explorer. You can see here, completely different accounts. This one's Azure, that one is AWS. And we're going to go over to the Delta sharing page on partner one side, or the Azure side. We're going to look for shares that have been shared with me. And we're going to look for the provider. So here we will take the provider's sharing identifier. We're going to pretend that they messaged it over to partner one. And so partner one can now search for the share provider with using the sharing identifier. You could see here, many people on my team have experimented with it, but the share that we have created is this crosswalk and segment share. So we're going to go ahead and create a catalog. And we're going to use my name, demo, partner one. All right, great. All right, cool. So now we could see from here the entire crosswalk schema. To load. Now we could see that the entire table is available in the Azure or Partner One's workspace. All right, wasn't that quick? So a few things that I want to point out before we move on. So let's go back really quickly to the data provider side or Megacore. We're going to go back to that share that we created. So here we have a standard table that we're sharing. But what if you wanted something, say, more granular, or you had a view that you wanted to share? Perhaps with partner one, there are certain tables that you don't want to provision entirely. But you also don't want to make many copies of tables for each partner, right? So I've created this view here that's based off of another table, a larger table called Megacore campaigns. And so Megacore campaigns contain anonymized segment ID lists for all of the campaigns that Megacore runs. But here you can see that I've used a separate allow list table and selected specifically on partner one to surface the Megacore campaigns that are specific to partner one. And this is only one example that you can use. There's plenty more in our documentation of how you can leverage the secure views that we have here and share it out to your partners to limit the amount of data copying that you have to do and to be able to share things in a dynamic way. All right, so we're going to go ahead and also add this table to the share. So we know that our share is existing. What did we call this share again? Right. All right. And then one final thing that I want to point out is that the data doesn't necessarily have to live within Databricks and be Delta format to leverage Delta sharing. So my friend Megan has prepared a table leveraging Lake House Federation, the term that I mentioned earlier. See here, yep. And she's got a couple ones here. So we're going to use the MySQL database. So this is a catalog that is leveraging Lake House Federation and is a direct connection to a MySQL database. So there's, no copy of the entire table, but still you're able to access information in here. So here we're just going to take the generic ticket features table. All right, so we're going to go ahead and enable that with Delta sharing. All right, you can see that we've added all these things to share. And this is actually using a MySQL data source. And there are plenty of others that you can look up on our documentation online with Lake House Federation. All right, so let's verify that over at Partner One's workspace. Yep, so we could see that we're in Partner One's workspace as it's in Microsoft Azure. And we're gonna hop on over to this Delta shared catalog. So we're gonna refresh it a bit. Oh, actually, we didn't even need to. I didn't even see that. And you can see here, the view is also available all within Partner One's workspace. And that's it for this section. So you might be thinking, this is great, right? Like, you can limit what your partners can see using leveraging views. If you have a data set that you want to share alongside other tables within Unity catalog, you can, be it if it's in MySQL or another cloud data warehouse. So this is great, but perhaps you have some data sets with sensitive data or PII, or perhaps you only want to provision access to tables under specific circumstances. So perhaps you have specific use cases that you would be eager to share with your partners that a table on, but then you don't want them utilizing the table for any other use case. So actually, the flow that we went through in making these tables available in Unity Catalog puts you in the perfect position to actually leverage our cleanroom feature as well. So I want to show you what that looks like. We're going to jump back to Megacore, the AWS instance of Databricks here. And we're going to go to the Catalog Explorer. This is our friend today. Click into Cleanrooms, and then click Create Cleanroom. All right, so we're going to go ahead and give this cleanroom a name. And then we're also going to pretend that Partner One has messaged us their cleanroom sharing identifier. Keep the default security settings. Hit Create. And this is going to set up our cleanroom. All right, so our cleanroom is ready for us to add some assets to. So I'm going to walk you through the marketplace cleanroom starter. And so I've already imported those assets here. So now I need to add the assets into the data cleanroom. Let's see, I think I put it under my name. Yep, and it's right here, HU Demos Megacore. And so we're going to go into this audience overlap, and we're going to select the publisher identity graph. So actually, let's take a second to backtrack on what we're trying to do here. So we're pretending here that we are Megacore, and Megacore is a publisher. They perhaps have a census level identity graph, that they want to share out with their partners in a very extremely managed way. So for this, in this particular use case, they are willing to share this identity graph for the purposes of doing an audience overlap exercise. So on the partner side, they're going to be the ones that are experts at analyzing what the overlap is. So they're going to go and provide some data assets and a notebook to run the analysis on. So now we're going to jump into partner one for the Azure workspace. And we're conveniently already here in the Cleanrooms tab within the catalog. And because we created this cleanroom so recently, the cleanroom is right up on top here. All right, so we're going to now add partner one's data assets and notebooks. All right, so we're going to open that up. Okay, and you can see here we've created an audience overlap specifically for Megacore and partner one. I'm going to add that in here. All right, and then within this notebook, I know that there is something that partner one needs to provide. So let's see here. All right, I'm gonna look up schema. All right, and we're gonna add a part one here. And you might have seen that catalog level provisioning and schema level provisioning is not supported. And that's because we really want to make sure that you're only sharing the data sets that you intend to. And it's a mechanism to limit mistakes. All right, so, yep. So here we have a data set of Megacore customers that actually made a purchase. And so we're going to go and add in this data set. All right, so then now we have both these data assets in the clean room. And we're going to let Megacore know and have them run the notebook that partner one provided. So let's jump back to the AWS or Megacore workspace. We're going to go and refresh the page. And we're going to see that all the notebooks and data assets that our partner provided. All right. And so we're interested in running this audience overlap exercise. You can see here, we can see any like plain text code for transparency. And then we can also hit run. So we're going to go ahead here and click confirm that the notebook and any private libraries used correctly reflects the workload that you're expecting to run. So kind of a little bit of a consent. And the job has successfully started. So we're going to give that a few minutes. But as you can see, in the few minutes that we've spent together, we were able to go from essentially 0 to 60. And as a reminder again, today we walk through the point and click or GUI version of clean rooms and data sharing, but there are APIs and SDKs that I've linked below that can help you do this at scale when you're ready. By the way, if we want to here, we can also monitor the run as it goes. And this run is viewable on both sides. So you can see here, we're back in partner one or the Azure workspace, and we can click into the run. You could see that was started by Megacore or Databricks field engineering. All right, and after a few minutes, we've jumped back in here. And as you can see, there's a status check mark. So we can see that this job has been completed. So for this particular case, within this notebook, both Megacore and Partner One has agreed that it's okay to share with each other a list of anonymized household identifiers. So you can see down here, an excerpt of the resulting overlap analysis, and also a command that creates a table within each Databricks workspace that contains the overlapping households. And to access that data, you just go back to our clean room, create a location for the output information, jump to that catalog. All right, so we're going to click into the schema here. All right. All right, so we can see here that we have access to the exact same data. And we can even copy this name, take it into our SQL editor, and run any further analysis that we need. All right, so this kind of takes us to the end of the demo. If you're interested, let's get you started. So if you're looking to deep dive and develop right away, for prospective customers, we have something called Databricks Express to help you onboard on the platform very quickly. For existing customers, be sure to reach out to your account team to learn the latest and greatest about this stuff. There's constantly new partners and data connections, etc., that we're making available. So please reach out and let us know so we can put you with the people that you want to collaborate with, put you in touch with the people that you want to collaborate with. You can also ask if you're an existing customer, please make sure that to reach out to your account team to learn the latest and greatest. We always have new partners coming onto Databricks that make things a lot more easier. And also new data connections using Lakehouse Federation. So if there's a particular connection that you would like, or a particular partner that you're really interested in leveraging these tools with, please let them know. You can also just, go ahead, try it out yourself. We have docs. Make sure that if you aren't a Metastore admin yourself, that you flag down one to help you with some of this stuff. And if you just are interested in reading more, I have some links for that as well down there. And finally, if you want to just have a very low barrier of entry, try out, there is an interactive demo of the clean room, no account required. You just click on the link and it's a Reprise app that will allow you to go through and experience the clean room flow yourself. Or if you do have an account or you've created an instance of Databricks Express, you can use the starter asset in Marketplace, which is the demo that I ran you through today. All right, well, thank you again for your time and hope to see you again soon.